Korea, some of the early countries. And you look at when they got the witnessing results, right? So you have, we call it a graph. It's like a line, right? So you have a year, right? Like 1960, 1970, whatever, 65, like that, right? And then you get how many members join, right? So you can see that, like in America, most members join church from like 1970 to 1980 for 10 years. If you draw the line, it will go like this, and then it goes like this, right? So then I thought, how can I understand the health of our movement, the health of our church, for people following two parents? Is you look at that line. That tells you how healthy your movement is. So if that's telling us how healthy our movement is, then right now we have not so many people joining in most countries. So then in my mind, I want to think, why is that? How can I change that? How can I make it more better? So anyway, when I joined the church, was right at the end of that. So 1980, I joined, and that time witnessing was in the full motion. Like everybody was focusing on witnessing, same plan that they used for 10 years. So in America, we had, of course, many big cities and every city witnessing. But the best result, everybody will tell you, best result came from Oakland, California. Okay, for a whole nation. In fact, they brought more members than they brought as many members in one city as the whole other nation combined.
Wow.
So they brought like more than 5,000 members joined in one city in like 7 years.
Wow.
So that's where I joined, in that city.
Oakland?
Yeah.
I went there.
Oakland, California.
Yeah.
Wow, you're from California, Uncle?
Yeah, he was
So-
born in Auckland.
Okay,
Oh.
so you heard of in our church we have a 3 7-year course, right? 777 equals 21. I was born physically in Oakland. I lived in California 7 years.
Oh.
I went to Oregon, so you go directly north, one state is Oregon, right?
Yeah.
I lived in Oregon 7 years. Then I went directly north, one more state. I lived in Washington State 7 years. When I was 21, I came back to the same city where I was born physically and joined the church.
Wow.
I was born physically in Oakland, and I was born spiritually in Oakland 21 years later.
Wow.
Exactly to the day.
Amazing.
Same month, everything.
Wow.
Same day, same month, everything. My birthday, my physical birthday, I was born spiritually.
Wow. Amazing. Sugoi.
So anyway, so I joined the church there. I was there for a year and a half. And so I learned kind of basic, the witnessing system style, how they work, everything. Then I went to MFT. And that time MFT in America, we had 2,000 fundraising every day.
Wow.
So we had 100 fundraising teams.
What? How many
team,
each team?
Each team is 10 people.
Wow.
Every team. I didn't see any team less than 10 people. That time captains had no cell phone, no computer, no internet,
Wow.
nothing. Not even cell phone,
Map only.
not even walkie-talkie.
Wow.
Just if a member has a problem, they have to go to payphone. And then the captain had a
Difficult.
pager, which is something that goes beep, beep, beep,
Beep,
beep.
beep, beep, beep.
Then they have to call back somebody or something, or call the commander,
Operator.
connect to the commander or something.
Wow. Difficult life.
So if your captain gives you a pickup point, you have to be there. You cannot say, oh, call in cell phone, oh, I went halfway, blah, 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 you can pick me up here. No, you have to be there. Somehow you have to be there.
Wow, absolute.
Everything was absolute.
Wow.
So, so that anyway, that was kind of my history. And then I was on MFT about 7 years. And then I did minister witnessing. And then after that, hometown. And anyway, so now I'm doing the witnessing team. So when we do fundraising mission, then you have to understand that what you're doing at this time is making a foundation for your eternal spiritual life. So for your spiritual life for all eternity, depending on what you do, if you're on ILTP 1 year or 2 years or 5 years, however long you're on ILTP, That's making a foundation. During that time is the foundation for, will become a pattern, spiritual pattern for your eternal life. So think about it. The Israelites, remember, they were supposed to go 40 days. Then what happened? Got postponed to 40 years, right? So the Israelites, during that 40 days, how much effort were they making? Were they making 20% effort, 50% effort, 90% effort, or 100% effort? Obviously, they were not making 100% effort. If they made 100% effort, they could finish in 40 days. So I think they were making like maybe 90% effort. So they were lacking, they were missing 10%. So because of 10%, their 40 days became 40 years. So that should be our attitude. So it's same thing for us. If we're investing only 90% every day, God cannot use that. Must be 100%. Otherwise, your 2 years fundraising going to become 20 years fundraising. Going to become some other indemnity condition. So that was my attitude.
Need always 100%.
Yeah.
Total investment.
Father is absolute. Think of Father's life. Father is always absolute. He said every day was like life and death. So many of us think that, well, I'm not the Messiah. I'm not true Father. I don't really need to have that kind of attitude because I'm just a one member, right? People think in our movement we have whatever 10,000 members. I'm just a one member. So my effort is only going to affect one over 10,000, right? It means a very small percentage, right? They think, oh, even if I work really hard, it's only going to affect our church maybe a tiny bit because there's so many members working. But actually that idea is false, 100% false. Because if you don't have the same idea as Father, then easily for Providence to be lost. Because Father needs everybody to think 100%.
Think the same heart, think the same mind.
So I thought that I should have the same feeling as Father. Depending on what I do determines the world, the restoration of the world. So Father feels like every day if he doesn't make 100%, maybe the whole world will fall to darkness, will go to Satan. That's how Father feels every day. So if I want to have attitude, if our goal is to have attitude of true parents, we have to have that same attitude. We have to feel like if I, even though I'm just a one member, if I, as me, individual, one person, do not make 100%, also the whole world can easily fall to darkness. I have to have that same attitude. So my goal in fundraising every day was kind of same. My goal was, how can I pay more indemnity today than I did yesterday? That was always my goal. So, if we have that kind of attitude, we are absolute. So going back to my original point, why, when you look at our church, we have this line, why it didn't continue. So we're finding out that what happens is, and there's some national leaders who also follow this same way. Anton mentioned the child of a 36 couple. He is a national leader.
Ukraine.
In Ukraine, some country. Anyway, I got reports from that donation, and I thought, oh yeah, that's true. So basically, it's kind of like some of our opinion that many members. Okay, so we have a word in English. We say actions speak louder than words. It means your action is more important than your words. Your action should reflect your words, right? So based on people's action, not their words, based on their action, we can see what is their true thinking, right? So, many members feel, okay, I do frontline, okay, I do ILTP, or I do MFT, or I do STF, GPA, whatever, right? And they think, okay, then they do that, and then they finish, and then after that they start their family, and they do this. And then their life kind of becomes more like kind of a private life, like less public. So for us, there's no separation. It's like a father. Look at Father's life. Father's life is public all the way till he died. There is no private life. When you start having that kind of thinking, then you're already killed by Satan. So the reason why our church has this pattern, if you look at this line, it becomes very clear. People's thinking is, oh, I had the public life, now I'm going to have a normal life. So I try, and some of us try, to think more like a father's way, which is always be public. So I will just say one more thing. When I was, the one experience when I was fundraising that changed my life, I was fundraising, and I went to a church member's house. And when you're fundraising, you have a high spirit. And you can see other people's spirit. So of course back then we had the movie, this is a Rocky movie, you know? Rocky. And he had this word called Eye of the Tiger. So that time we said, we always have that music, right? Eye of the Tiger. Or,
Tong El Mudo.
In One Wado before.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, very famous kind of music in our church, right? Anyway, so we said, fundraisers, MFT members, we have Eye of the Tiger. It means I'm hungry to get victory for God and two parents, like a desperate. And when you have that attitude, you can see people have that attitude or not. And I fundraised to people's house, and I saw that they don't have that kind of spirit. They don't have a public spirit. So it means they became private. And that time I had an idea in my mind. I said, I will never become like that. Because once you become like that, already dead, already Satan killed you. So I said, even I'm fundraising every day, whatever. Even you recently did a workshop. So how many days you're fundraising since that workshop? When? Was that the 1 week ago workshop, 2 days
4
ago?
days ago.
4 days ago. So after you finish workshop, you start the fundraising 7-day workshop, right? Yeah, 7-day workshop.
Yeah.
After you start fundraising after workshop, your body feels so slow, right? Kind of like a heavy spirit, right? Like how it takes like 1 or 2 days to get this going, right? Anyway, that's my experience. So my determination was, how can I, even if I stop fundraising 1 year, I want to have a spirit. I can go fundraising. My central figure can tell me, okay, start fundraising tomorrow. And I will start fundraising with the same spirit, spiritually and physically, that I had when I was fundraising last time. So what year was it? About 4 years ago, I joined ILTPT. I did the fundraising maybe 2 or 3 weeks because I was doing it together with the guest.
Yeah.
And some people here remember that.
Yeah.
And so when I do that, and then before that, I did the fundraising with NGA teams. I was NGA fundraising captain. And that time also I was doing a lot of